Given that we're in the middle of the COVID pandemic, many individuals are hopeful that a vaccine will be released in the near future to help combat this illness. Vaccines are basically a treatment that trains the immune system to recognize and destroy pathogens such as viruses and diseases. However, imagine choosing not to receive these vaccines and consider the high risk that individuals face when refusing to do so. As a matter of fact, many parents don't allow their children to be vaccinated in fear that it will be damaging to their health. A lot of parents, especially new parents, are very hesitant to allow their children to be vaccinated, and that is very concerning because individuals, let alone children, are not built to be immune against such harmful diseases and viruses. For the sake of their health and those around them, they must be vaccinated. In order to avoid the harmful risks that come with unvaccinated kids, we must be educated with the negative outcomes associated with it, and also just promote the positive effects that come with vaccination. Today I'll be talking to you about the problems, causes, and solutions of unvaccinated children. First, let's talk about the problems. Now, the problems concerning this issue are relatively obvious. However, many individuals still choose to ignore the important information because of their own fears or opinion. According to the Department of Global Health, March 6, 2018 edition, vaccine-preventable diseases haven't gone away. This means that viruses and bacteria that cause illnesses and death still exist and can be passed on to those who are not vaccinated. At a time when people can travel across the globe in a short amount of time, it is not hard to see how easily these diseases can travel too. As reported in the Journal of Public Health Research 2019 edition, children are exposed to thousands of germs every day in any environment, and this happens through the food they eat, the things they touch, and even the things they put in their mouth. Babies are born with immune systems that can handle that can fight most germs, but there are some deadly diseases that they can't handle. That's why they need vaccinations in order to strengthen their immune system. Another issue that rises from unvaccinated children can be seen in the Journal of Law, Medicine, and Ethics 2017 edition. When you get sick, everyone around you, including your grandparents, your kids, your parents, other adults, they're at risk too. A vaccine-preventable disease that might make you sick for a week or two could be proven deadly for close family members and other individuals in close proximity with you if they catch it. When you get vaccinated, you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting those around you. Additionally, according to the Boston College Law Review 2016 edition, vaccine-preventable diseases are extremely expensive. For example, the average influenza illness can last up to 15 days, and this is not only deadly for children, but if a parent catches it, that could really cost them valuable work days. Now that I've talked to you about the problems, let's talk about the causes. The main reasons why individuals choose not to vaccinate their children is mainly due to the assumption that it's not safe for their health. Now, when people hear something about a vaccine that worries them, they will tell their family or friends, and especially with social media, fear can spread very easily and very broadly. According to the BMC Public Health 2019 edition, parents are wary of the side effects that come with vaccines. And it is certainly true that vaccines can cause side effects, but it's important to note that that happens with any medical treatment. However, with vaccines, the most common side effects are mild, like soreness, where the shot was given, or even a slight fever. Many parents think that vaccines cause autism, and it's important to note that autism is in fact not a side effect of vaccines. The symptoms of autism just so happen to be apparent in early life, where at the same time infants are given a lot of vaccines because they are vulnerable to such infections. According to the BMC Public Health 2020 edition, parents also refuse to get their children vaccinated because they're worried it'll overwhelm their immune system. Now, it is true that we are giving more shots to babies now than we did then. However, it's important to note that these vaccines give these infants a sneak peek of an infection, meaning that they don't actually get the infection, but it'll give their body a chance to make antibodies so that it'll be ready to fight the infection if they were to be exposed to it. Now that I've talked to you about the causes, let's talk about the solutions. Now, in order to protect children and the health around those near them, we must encourage others to vaccinate their children. Now, As indicated in the American Journal February 2018 edition, it reminds individuals that these vaccines can literally save your children's life and anyone they come into contact with. Because of advances in science, your child can be protected against more diseases than ever before. Some diseases that once injured or killed thousands of children have been eliminated completely, and that is due to the effectiveness of vaccinations. It's important to make it known as well that vaccines are both safe and effective. They are only given out once they are reviewed carefully by scientists, doctors, and other healthcare professionals. It will also save individuals a significant amount of money, since a child with vaccine-preventable diseases can actually be denied attendance at school or other healthcare facilities, which can ultimately take a toll on one's financial status. Overall, vaccinations can not only protect loved ones, but can protect future generations. Vaccines have reduced, in some cases, eliminated many diseases, as I've mentioned, and that can be seen through smallpox. For example, smallpox, that vaccination eradicated that disease worldwide. Children don't have to get smallpox vaccinations anymore because that disease no longer exists. So by vaccinating children, the risk of that pregnant woman will pass the virus to their fetus or newborn has been dramatically decreased, and the birth defects associated with the virus no longer are seen in the United States. Clearly, there are viable options. Today I've talked to you about the problems, causes, and solutions of unvaccinated children. We don't want our children and the children around them to get sick. Too often that point gets lost. People get so worried about the risk of vaccines that they forget to worry about the risk of the diseases that vaccines prevent. And that's important to know and to worry about, as that can be very serious. Because vaccines work so well, we've nearly forgotten about how dangerous polio or even chickenpox can be. It is normal and understandable that as a new parent, you might be afraid to go the route of vaccines, but ultimately it'll make everyone around your children safe. It's times like these that make us especially aware of how important vaccines can be. So after this pandemic, when that vaccine will be available to us, make sure to highly encourage those around you to also get it.